What's up, guys? So now we're back on the 6th video of Phantom Brigade. In the last video we finally beat the last mission, which is to secure a base for the province, and we actually got our first province in now. And with that, let's get right into continuing the storyline. So with liberation, word of victory brings contagious joy. Even your most stoic mechanic breaks into a teary grin upon your return from battle. When one of your pilots does a celebratory shuffle in their mech, giant metal feet scraping across the earth, you don't even have the heart to lecture them. You know the war will be tough, and some of your crew are so young. You let your relieved laughter wash over you, a pressure valve released. Ahead there may be grim days. For now, this moment, there is hope. Free Headmark. In the days following the victory at the base, celebrations erupt across the province. The brigade is offered a special place in a small village. Parade, your mechs leading a procession of farm trucks and horses. There seems no end to the gifts of farm-fresh homemade treats. Your sweet-toothed pilot can't bring themselves to turn down a single cobbler or strudel and will almost certainly be contentedly ill by the night's end. The villagers want to know the brigade stories, who your families are, and what provinces you call home. Just as they're not only people to save, you're more than soldiers. Okay, now onward. With Headmark secure, you can advance into the next province, but now that the enemy is aware of the Phantom Brigade's presence, the fights ahead will be more challenging. Tread carefully. Patrols roaming the provinces ahead will pursue and engage you on sight. They can range from easy targets to highly dangerous elite squads. Consider upgrading the base to outrun, stun, or maneuver them. Escalation level rises with every attack and every hour spent in hostile territory. As the level increases, fights will be more difficult. Consider retreating to Headmark to lay low and resupply if things get too hectic. Your mobile base has acquired additional capabilities. Click here to open the workshop. The workshop. The mobile base is equipped to do more than repairs. Advanced printers and manipulators can assemble almost anything given time, resources, and a blueprint to follow. To face the fights ahead, you'll need a bigger squad. Your crew already started assembling a new mech frame using salvage from last fight. It's a good idea to continue building more. Most operations require a squad of 4, and it's a good idea to have backup. How you proceed next is up to you. Invest resources into upgrading the base or building more mechs. Salvage the equipment for your squad or search for blueprints to craft it. There are many paths to victory. Okay. So this project requires a free unit slot. Slots are taken by stored units and in progress unit construction. To increase the number of available slots, visit the upgrade screen. So yeah, we can't really do any more mechs because we do have 3 out of 3 with that being the case. And we also don't have the supplies to build it because it costs 300, we have 82 right now. And so far the only thing that we could do is this Elbrus body part, which is an arm. So, and we can only use the common. We can't do any of the higher tier arms because they just cost more than we are able to. Upgrades. You can spend resources to expand the capabilities of the mobile base in many different ways. Abilities to cloak the base, to outrun the enemy, or to outright stun them, or are but a few of the options available through upgrading. So I assume we have, that's reputation, but okay, so it costs supplies as well for these upgrades. And again, we only have 82. So, and it seems that we're either, at least for some of the starting upgrades, we either are going to need 600 or 800, it seems. So we can't really do too much else. So if we wanted a 4th mech, we would need 800 so we can get a 4th unit member. Which, previously from what it said, squads are best to be up to 4. Right now we only have 3, so we can't do any more else, considering. And so go to the inventory. We could probably get rid of some of these, especially the mediums, because I was more so looking to get more heavy pieces, right? So we could scrap it for more resources. So right now I'm scrapping some things just so we can see about getting at least 300 to get a new unit. And that should be enough now. We can go to the workshop. So do we have one in already? Possibly. We might have something already in, so we just need to let the time continue over. So we need the mechs to also get repaired up from the battle as well. So we're just gonna let the research go, let the mech frame get built, and then we can get our third mech up and running, which should be done now. We should have a third unit now. Yep, and he's basically bare right now. We don't have too much going on with him, so he's just starting off playing like this. And I think we'll just give him a marksman rifle, I think. Or let me actually take a look at some of the... So we have an assault rifle, so we actually might make him with a shield. So... And then we can probably put him with an SMG just to try it out, because we haven't used that weapon before yet. And we can fit him with a shield. And then the upper body will get him fitted with all the heavy pieces, just so he's able to survive longer. And then we'll just give him a full body paint job, just so we can get a little bit more differentiation going on. Same with these guys too. We may as well just give them like a full paint job. And yeah, this is just saying that they don't have any secondaries. But we don't have any like pistols or anything to give them, so... Then we'll just... And then we pretty much used up our supplies for the time being, and we don't have any blueprints, so... Now we can kind of just get into... Well, maybe we can wait for the home guard to do its recovery first, and then we'll look at the next province. So we can probably take a look back at the resupply point right now. So right now we'll just rest and resupply. We'll fill up our repair, the liquid, and then we'll move on to the next province over. So just about done. Then now we'll head off to the next province. And we'll probably more than likely just go in and out of the province, just because the longer we stay there, the more difficult and the harder the enemies will become, so we might just pop in and out of the province to slowly take it over. So workshop, you've collected enough supplies for a new mech frame. Build them in the workshop located on the mobile base. Consider always having some spare mech frames and pilots on standby in case you lose mechs during combat or don't have time to repair. So, let's see, broken down convoy, reinforced camp, and so we might go for the convoy. A mobile squad that transports valuable parts and subsystems to frontline units and between locations. Intel says it is only lightly defended and eliminating it allows for salvage. And then as opposed to the reinforced camp, which is a reinforced enemy structure is used to stage attacks and send patrols to nearby locations. It will be a challenge, but eliminating all the units here will reduce the enemy presence in this province and allow salvaging of equipment and defeated units. And so right now we're raiding, just because we're now entering an enemy province, but seeing as this is already like a reinforced camp, we might go for the convoy first, and then depending on how beat up the mechs get, we might then just go right to the camp afterwards. And so we can see on the side over there too that enemy squad was dispatched to investigate, just because we are now raiding this downed convoy. So on site there's 2 contacts, that being either 2 tanks or 2 mechs. So now we'll just go to the squad, we'll add a pilot, which is Tango, because he's the only one that we can assign. And then we'll give him this mech. Yeah, so the warnings are basically, again, it's the sidearms. They don't have a sidearm to go with them, but I'm pretty sure this guy doesn't either. But it should be fine. And so we can just deploy as is. As long as they don't lose their arms, they should be fine. We should get them a secondary just in case though. Which the SMG seems to be a one-arm type of gun, so if we can get more SMGs, that'd be helpful, as well as if we can find any handguns for them. And same as usual, we'll let the dialogue run. If you guys can read it, read it. And anyway, I'll read it afterwards. So what they said is rebel units in range, engaging, requesting backup. And so retreat is available right here if we need to. And so what we're looking at is there is 1 tank and then there's 2 mechs. One of them does have a shield and has a shotgun, so as long as we can keep our distance from him, the damage he does to us won't be too bad. And then we have one that has machine gun, and he does have a secondary if he loses an arm. And then we have another tank up there. So we have 2 tanks and then 2 mechs, which isn't so bad. And then right here is the supplies from the convoy. And so what we're going to have to do is we need a mech to get over onto this spot for, I assume, 2 turns to take the supplies. And so what we can do right now is we'll select the sniper, and he should be able to have range for most of these guys, which seems to be the case. The only one that will be out of range is the tank over here. And it seems most of them are going to maneuver, and we might want to take out the guy with the shield first, just because he'd be the closest, because these guys would have to still maneuver to get around to us. And let's see. For the mech with the assault rifle, his range is medium, so we're gonna need him to get closer. And right about here should be fine, because he then should be in range. Right about near the end of his run, we can start getting shots off on the mech. And if we can't really get another one without overheating, and we can take our last mech with the shield that we just made, and we can see about running him up to side right here, and at the end should be able to just shoot this guy in the side when he puts his shield up. And then we are gonna have to watch out for this tank, or he might actually not be focused on us, so we probably should get rid of that. And we are probably gonna want to just have our shield up at that point, facing the tank. Then right here at the end, then we can take off some shots, and we should be good with that setup, and we'll just execute. So we took out his legs, and so we shouldn't be too damaged. The only one that really took any big hits was our new mech that has the shield. So his range is still pretty low. We might just keep him in the divot over here. And it seems the shield guy will try to fire at our mech with the shield, but we are in the lower part of the ground, so, and the rock is covering us, so we won't be shot by him. And it seems in the timeline the other mech will try to go through the tunnel, but won't be able to shoot us either. And that other tank will be just out of range for us to fire at him with this mech, but it doesn't seem like in the timeline he's gonna make any moves himself. So we can leave our mech with the shield alone for now, and we can take our sniper and still fire off at the mech that we shot the legs out of. And that should be fine right there. And just to get some extra fire in, he's actually still not going to make it for our assault, so we can potentially leave him alone still. We might potentially get a shot off on this guy. We are blocked, so we might not want to just waste shots on that. And so we should be fine with just having the sniper still attack for right now. Unless we can get a second shot off, which doesn't seem like it without overheating. And we'll just execute again. And so we've concussed this guy, so he should potentially be out of commission for right now. We can bring up our shield just in range for the tank. Then we'll still have him face the tank anyway, and then at the end, we'll have him take a shot off. And at the end of that, we'll have him still have his shield up. As for our assault, in the timeline, we can start getting shots off at the mech in the tunnel right here. And then if we can get another one right about there. And we just gotta make sure we're not having anyone in the line of fire. And we actually can only get one shot off with the sniper. So whatever we can get for a better chance would be the best. A little bit more out. So around there might be our best bet. So that might be the best we can do for right now. We still have this other tank over here, but it will take a while for him to come down the mountain, so. So we're gonna want to move this guy because he'll get shot in the back. So we'll have him progress forward just so then the mountain is in the way. Just a tiny bit. And just so he's not getting shot by this tank, we're gonna want him to put his shield up. And have him fire off the tank, put the shield back up at the end, just because we don't want any return fire on him. And then for our assault, we can move him right over here into the trees. Then we can move our sniper a little more back. And we can get a shot off, hopefully, on this mech. It is only 40%, but it's better than nothing. And then that should be good. And then this guy's done. We don't need to do anything with him. So right about there, we'll get some shots off, and we'll see if we can get another one. Right around there. We'll grab the sniper, and we'll see if we can get another shot. That's around 30%, so see if we can get a better shot. 59, that's better. And before that, we will want to change his area of location for a little bit. I'll put him right there. Grab our shield. I'll put it up there. And should be fine to fire. And we'll put the shield back up again. Now we do have to watch out, because we do have this tank coming into play now. Okay, so this other mech now is concussed as well, so we don't need to worry about him anymore. And now we just need to take care of the tanks. So we can take a shot with the sniper with that guy, and then we can have this guy come up from behind. I just don't want him to... I'm trying to find a pathway where he's not getting knocked into the other mech. And with this guy, just because he would be in the line of fire, we might want to pull him back a tiny bit. But we are gonna need him to have his shield up. And then at that point, that tank will be out of range, so we won't waste an attack on it. And then right now we're just kind of rinsing and repeating now, just because we should be fine with this. So that should be okay. We'll be having him run up. And hopefully this guy gets destroyed by the sniper. So what we'll try is bring the shield back up. And right around here we'll have him put his shield up, face the tank, and at the end we'll have him take a firing, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll take this guy, we'll put him right here, and We'll just have him fire off at that tank. Mostly just so we can get enemies off the field. We'll try and destroy them and blow them up. And he doesn't seem like he's targetable anymore, so we can just leave him alone. He's actually concussed, so that's fine. And we'll just execute. And that should be the supplies. And now we can see what we can grab other than the supplies. So we have a bunch of Nox parts, which I think are ours from our mech. So let's see what we can grab. So they do have a green firewall shield. So we can see about recovering that and replacing the shield we currently have. And they do have a handgun, so we'll take that. And then they have a green medium legs, so we'll take that as well. And I guess we can just take more heavy parts, because if we can make a when we get around to making a fourth mech, we can make a fourth heavy, or a second heavy rather, because the other two I think are medium sized. So we can salvage all of that. Let's see about we'll dismantle, or I guess actually gotta leave some of it behind. That should do. We'll get rid of a shotgun and one of the arms. It looks like these units were transporting heavy armor sets. They have more integrity than medium armor, but are heavier, meaning they dissipate less heat and decrease speed. A build that plays to the strengths of such armor can be formidable. Okay, so right now, just so we can heal up our shield and replace it, we'll just exit out of enemy territory for now. We'll pause. We'll go to the units tab. Go to our mech with the shield. And we will not paint, but we'll go to the shield and we'll switch it out with the green one. And the S4 shield will actually go to the inventory secondaries and go to the fourth shield, and we'll actually scrap that one because we don't need it S4. We'll try and keep the higher items. We'll go back to the units tab and we'll give this guy the handgun. And just because his position will be more in the front line, so we can save the sniper for last with getting him a handgun or an SMG. And we'll go back to the world map. Or actually, we can go to the workshop. We'll see if we can make another mech frame, which we do have the supplies. but we need extra space, so we actually need more supplies. We need 800, and then plus an extra 300 after that to then make the frame. So we'll just go back to the world map. We'll see about trying to get to this space. We'll see about the reinforced camp and see if we can take that out. Okay, so the base comes alive with the sound of boots crashing against the floor and in the hangar. An engineer shouts his instructions to the crew, and a pilot rushes to get change. You keep your eyes trained on the battle console, settling yourself with a deep breath. So we're doing a blitz mission, it looks like. So time is of the essence to eliminate enemies on the field to prevent them from calling for reinforcements. So there is a dropship, and then there should be 2 on-site contacts. Obviously there seems to be more. This is probably reinforcements right here. And then these are the enemies in the base, which looks like there's 4. And obviously this is the team that we can go set out with right now. And we'll deploy. And so I am going to want to try and keep these mechs alive as long as possible, so they don't get destroyed or the pilots get killed. So if there is anything that's endangering that, we'll probably retreat and then try to figure out how to get around this and next time. But if all works well, this will be the last thing we'll do for this video. And so what the enemy is basically saying is that they're just gonna try and hold off until reinforcements come, which is in 6 turns, so we have that much time to try and get rid of them. And they do have a turret, which there should be a box that controls it. There's 2 turrets actually. The boxes that control them are probably these towers, if I would have to guess. But, so those are the extra 2 units that we saw on the map. So we actually just need to get rid of the tank and the mech. And possibly the towers, maybe. So we'll grab the assault. Or actually, we're gonna have to play this by ear to see how this is gonna work out. We'll put the sniper up top on the hill. And get a shot off on this guy right around there. It is a pretty far shot, so there's only a 19% chance. If it was a little bit closer, it probably would have been better. But we'll take what we can get for the mechs, just because they are harder to deal with. And since this guy is pretty short range, we can have him come up to the front, and we're gonna want him to get his shield up early on when this guy comes around to attack. And then we can bring our assault and then have him come up over here. And that should be about all we can do for the time being. We'll see how that works out. That's a little bit too much, but that should be fine. And we're gonna have this guy starting to attack our mech. He's actually elevated, but a rock right here might save him. So we should be good with that. That's a bit of a problem, because the sniper is gonna get shot right in the front of him, so... So those guys are set up. We can probably get a dash off to fix this so he doesn't get shot. Hopefully that'll save him. And we'll execute. So the tank is done, so we just need to worry about the mech now. So we'll grab the sniper, put him right there. And we can see about taking a shot. This guy will turn around because he's gonna try and attack our assault. So what we can do with the assault is we can probably get him to get a dash in as well to save him. He'll overheat a bit, but that should at least save him. Okay, so on the last turn we actually were able to take care of this before the reinforcements got here. So we got a Nox 1L works up charge. We have 2 batteries and supplies. And then we had this 1 mech, which he has a machine gun, so we haven't seen that before. And so what we will do is we'll grab an arm because we got rid of 1, and then we'll grab the machine gun as well. And then we will dismantle a lot of the other pieces just so we can get some supplies, and that should be good. It looks like these units were transporting light armor projects. Light armor sets have less integrity than medium armor, but they're lighter, meaning they dissipate more heat and allow a unit to move faster. Use these projects in the workshop to create the armor sets. Okay. And now we'll go back again to repair. And so that'll be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. A little bit longer, it's at 34 minutes, I think. Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed. We got a little bit more done, got some new mechs, new equipment, and so I'll see you guys on the next video.